Welcome to Pull the Pin Ready, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions about the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions.
But we promise you, we wouldn't give them to you anyway.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Nate. Let's pull the pin already.
Look at that. Starting the new year off. I
Happy
did
New
it.
Year.
I did
Happy
it.
New Year.
You see that? I didn't laugh. I kind of smirked, but I didn't laugh. I didn't lose it. So great. Well, how was your new year, Nate?
It was good. It was good. Lay on the couch and watch TV.
Wow. I have to tell you, I had an awakening experience playing board games with my kids.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah, well, I decided to let them talk me into playing Cards Against Humanity. Yeah. And there's just something really special about trying to get your 13, 14-year-old not to use the curse words in there. And when they bring up some word that you don't know and you find out it's a sexual thing that you have no idea what it means, but he does. Yeah. Well, anyways, but we still have fun though.
Good.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't talk about that word because I feel embarrassed that I didn't know this word.
Yeah, you brought it up. Now you got to talk about it.
But I was curious to know if you knew what it meant. Do you know what edging means?
No.
Good, thank God. Apparently, these kids have a word for masturbating but not ejaculating.
Well, that's stupid. That's a waste of time.
Exactly. That's exactly what I said too. I was like, that's the dumbest word in the world. Like, why would we do that? They said, well, it builds up your sexual control or something like, like these would tell us like you can pee. You ever heard that where if you pee, you cut off your stream every 4 seconds?
Oh, yeah.
Muscle and anyways.
You do Kegel exercises.
Yeah, whatever they're called.
Exercises, whatever they're called.
That kind of stuff, right? So I was like, okay, I felt embarrassed. I didn't know the word, but then when I heard what it meant, I was like, that's the stupidest thing in the world because who does that?
Part of me why I go edge.
Yeah.
Stop right there. I'm done. Okay.
Right? Like the whole purpose of masturbation is not to stop.
It's not to stop.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, let's move on from that. So happy New Year. Happy New Year to all of you out there. Johnny and Christine and all that. We appreciate you sending out the love and whatnot. So let's get to our show. Again, I wish we would have made some more changes, but we are going back to the headlines again. We do enjoy this. So we're going to, I'm not going to stop calling it a war room episode, even though I put that in the headline. I've got to rebrand. I've got to really find time to do this stuff. But anyways, we're going to pull some mainstream or headlines from the mainstream media. We're going to talk about them from our perspective as average veterans. But why is our perspective important, Nate?
Because, we're average veterans. We've been around the world and we know everything.
Yeah, I almost messed that up for you. But it doesn't matter if we use the word average veterans plenty. Because you know what? There's so many above average veterans out there that nobody will be offended. So, yeah, let's talk about some headlines. All right, first one here. Bill Clinton to be identified as John Doe 36 in Jeffrey Epstein documents.
So who's John Doe 1 through 35?
This all has some, how would I put this? Some Hollywood-esque theme to it already, right? I mean, we already knew that Hollywood's probably in on all this stuff, but it's almost like they're trying to make a movie here. It's kind of embarrassing because John Doe 36 might be Bill Clinton. Like, everybody knows Bill Clinton was on those flights. Everybody knows that.
That's Hillary.
So why is this like? So are we going to start getting little leaks? Because wasn't the name supposed to be out, or are they supposed to be out coming soon?
I thought I saw something where it's supposed to be released, but I don't know if they're going to release the actual names of actual people or do this stupid crap right here. John Doe, Jane Doe 14. Don't release anything if you're going to release Jane and John. Who cares? That's dumb.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the big headline boom, and then the whole page is redacted. You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to see that crap. So it's just kind of sad that this again, we're losing faith in all of our systems, everything. It's just so sad. I don't know what we're going to do, but I don't know.
So there's at least 36, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't really know what else to say about this. It's a farce. It's ridiculous. They're not going to release it because just think about, the players involved in all this, the whole reason that the FBI took the drive and nobody knew what, just come on, you ain't got to be a genius to know this ain't happening. What are we hoping for though? We're hoping for some miracle, some insider, somebody who's got connections that's willing to risk his life to, fix the corruption in America. Until then, you're going to have more people.
Well, the insider that releases it probably know someone on the list. They don't release their friend's name on the list too.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Somebody who's willing to do the right thing just for the greater good. Because in the end, let's be real. Anybody who's already had their hands in this could have done it and hasn't. You know what I mean? It's like the old adage of, it kind of helps to understand, like, women in the past who've been, sexually abused by people, and they're, afraid to come forward. And everyone's like, well, why didn't you come forward? I get it, because you're afraid of the retribution, the embarrassment, all that stuff. But we have no more heroes left in this country. I don't want to say that. That's kind of mean. But we have a shortage of heroes in this country. People willing to sacrifice what they got to do the right thing. And that's what I consider a hero. You know what I mean? It just it's sad. So we're just gonna keep kicking the can down the road, and you know, I consider what we're doing right here, doing something, right?
It'll be released once everybody's dead
Right, right. What we do here is just
by
awareness.
by
It's just
someone who's not even been born yet.
right, right. Or someone who's mad that their name wasn't on it and jealous and that, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like we try to bring, enlightenment to these scenarios, but we really, I mean, how much impact we have, and you know what I mean? We need some real impact. We need people to do real things that matter. The ones with the information, obviously. And then just vow to, I'll protect whoever. I'll help protect the people who come out, the whistleblowers.
And do you think everybody on this list that went to that island knew what was going on?
Well, no, you've got to give everybody a free pass, right? I mean, think about it, dude. You walk to a club that somebody recommends to you, you show up and you find out inside the club is, you know, drugs, alcohol, sex, and all the things you didn't want to be part of. What you're already there, right?
I don't want to be part of. What are you talking about?
You know what I mean? Like,
That all sounds good to me.
well, oh, I forgot the word anal, Yeah, everybody's
or underage.
Oh, well, right, of course. But that was pretty much given. But my point being is you don't know, even if it's not illegal, you might not know until you walk in there.
Right,
So
exactly.
you got to give people some of the benefit of the doubt. But repeat travelers can't tell me you're ignorant, because even Secret Service guys know what was going on. People that were flying with Clinton and stuff knew what was going on. And that was their one-time flying, because there have been Secret Services that pulled themselves off of those things because they didn't want to be in that conflict.
Mhm.
So you know what I mean? So yeah, I give them a little pass, but any repeat offenders, no, you got to know better. But then again, even at that, let's go back to that. I mean, I wouldn't give them a total pass, because why didn't they say something?
Right,
If
what's
you
that the first
witness,
time?
yeah, if you witness human trafficking, underage, things going on, why wouldn't you say something? Why?
Exactly.
And that's my point, because think about this. You may be afraid to lose everything you got right now, but I don't want to say you don't have a lot. You got more than I got, but you know what I mean? You don't have what these people have. Like, could you imagine one of these wealthy people willing to lose everything just to tell on somebody who's doing something illegal? They don't do it. It's no
No.
different than a regular blue collar worker out there, doesn't want to lose their job, so they wear a stupid mask. I mean, it's no different. Everyone's survival instinct is to preserve themselves so they can take care of whatever they got to take care of. So they don't look at the next step of the puzzle. They don't look at, hey, I'm taking care of my family, but I'm sacrificing my country to do it.
Like,
They don't look at that.
you got to draw a line somewhere? Like, we were in the army together, did some stupid shit together, never told on each other. But where do you draw the line of, okay, that's too stupid. Now we have to go ahead and report
Well,
you. You know what I
well,
mean?
I
You
think
always have,
here's
have
one
to
of the
do
things.
it back.
Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
Yeah, sorry.
Here's one of the things that upsets me. And I think I've talked about this before. This whole thing about snitches get stitches. Like, that's language of thieves, right? Because if you're not involved, or even if you are involved in something and you see something wrong, you tell. That's what you do, because it's wrong. It's illegal. It's wrong. I don't care. That is not a snitch. Someone who tells on people who do the wrong thing, even if it's your partner. Hey, dude, don't do that. We're not going to do that. Now, the problem comes where you said, okay, it's your bros before hoes, life. That's the problem, is when you say, okay, I'm going to stick to my buddy. I'm going to honor my relationship, where that's where the conflict comes in. So the greater good, or the relationship you honor. So in the end, that's a tough decision, and I respect that. But ultimately, like I said, let's say you and your friend commit crimes and you don't tell because you don't want to lose your friendship. Then me and my friend commit crimes and I don't tell because I don't want to. We're going to live in a world of chaos because no one's fighting for the greater good. And this is why I think people have a problem with Christianity, because Christianity is not about me and my brother. It's about holding my brother accountable, and that's what snitching is. It's not ratting on people because you want them to get in trouble. No, it's holding them accountable to a higher standard. Look, Nate, you're my buddy, but we should not be doing this. You should not be doing this, and I am not going to condone this. You need to stop now, or I'm going to have to do something to clear my conscience. Period. That's the conversation. If you choose to put me in that scenario, you're not my buddy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, if I'm partaking in it, then obviously, okay, now we both got a body to bury, right? So that's a whole self-reflection, conscious thing, but that's probably what's happening. That's what's happening in most of politics. All these corrupt politicians have dirt on them, and every other politician knows that dirt. So they can't tell on the other politician because they know they'll tell on them. That's our entire political
Yep.
system in a nutshell.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it takes somebody to stand up and say, you know what? I'll take the consequences for my actions, but I'm taking all these people with me. You know what I mean? That's what it takes. So
Snitching. Headline.
yeah.
Changed.
Heritage Foundation to sue Maine Secretary of State over Trump ballot removal.
Then
Colorado. They missed Colorado.
Did they get those overturned though, right?
That's what I heard. I understood that.
That's what I thought too.
I don't know how it got
look
overturned.
too much into it.
I think that one didn't get officially overturned. I think they overturned it themselves because they knew it was going to get overturned or something like that. I didn't follow it because I expected it was coming. I knew it.
This is tranny.
Right.
This is tranny has written all over. You're trying to remove your competitor from the ballot.
You know, and that's so the funniest
Hasn't
thing.
Hasn't been charged with one crime.
No, and that's the funniest thing, Nate. See, that's why I'm upset. Like,
I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. Hasn't been convicted of one crime.
Right, right. We have to dig in and look. We have to step back, and we all have to look at this from a different perspective because something is going on, right? For a Secretary of State to go look at a policy or whatever and say, "Oh, he violated without even being convicted," and then just to do this.
But you know how does that work? So they take him off the ballot. So then you just write him back in, right? You go in there, you vote, you write him in.
Sure. There's always ways,
I mean,
and even
ways around it.
Even like the Colorado GOP, they said, okay, well, if you don't put him back on the ballot, I think that's what maybe the pressure. Colorado GOP said, you don't put him back on the ballot, we're going to remove all the candidates and we're just doing a caucus. We're not even going to have a ballot. We're just going to get all together and decide who we think is going to be the candidate.
There you go.
So that's really what they did. Some states do that.
That's what Iowa does, right?
Yes, some states do that.
They caucus. They don't even vote. Is that what a caucus is?
I think it's something to do with people getting together and just voting on it. So.
So yeah. people don't have a vote. There's the people that voted didn't have a vote.
Well, I don't know how the caucus gets. I don't know the ins and outs of it because I like I said, I didn't follow politics for years. Mr. James used to get on me for that because I wasn't deep into politics like him. But I never saw that play out. I never saw that be a problem. But it was never in my backyard. So I don't know. I think this is ridiculous. I think it's planned. It's expected, and you're going to see more. You're going to see more of this stuff.
Well, I mean, 1, 2, 3 states do it. You all lose. And why would other states follow suit knowing you're going to lose?
Well, right, if they lose, right. But see, I heard an argument that it's not the government, it's not the federal, I guess the primaries. The primaries, they can take him off. But the national election, they can't because that's a federal election. The general election, sorry. Yeah, the general election, they can't. The primaries, I think, are run by states. So it's something like that. Like I said, you know what? And if this is confusing to me, I understand why it's confusing to other regular people who don't even know or care about any of this stuff.
Yeah.
But in the end, those are the people that really upset me. Like, those are the people that, like, you do not need to be a genius to understand what's going on here.
Well,
the man is winning.
In certain states, it doesn't really matter because if you're registered independent, you can't vote anyway in the primary. So,
sure. And the primary, like I said, means nothing to me. Obviously, it's got a purpose, but in the end, because I'll write them in anyway in the end. But the point I'm getting at is it's really discouraging to see people, and I keep hearing that the media we know is already evil. Like I'm telling you, they're already on a special list somewhere, I'm sure. But they're evil. I mean, they're literally saying Trump is going to be this, Trump is going to be that. He's a tyrant, he's a dictator. Like everything they accuse Trump of doing and going to do, Biden is doing or has done. Everything that they tried to say Trump was going to do or would do, Biden is doing. And guess what? They're bringing that back out again. Why are people so stupid to realize if Trump gets in office and he goes after all these corrupt people, that's called justice. What they're doing right now to Trump is trying to say it's justice, but it's really not. They're going after their competition.
They're scared.
Yes. And why are they scared?
Because he's going to release the real names on the list.
Dude, he's going to release the wrath, and I don't think it's not in the way. But let me tell you, I got to tell you, I'm going to tell you about this deep state plan. I don't know if we're going to have enough time this episode, but I want to get into it one of these episodes because I was watching a couple guys and things are starting to come clear to me, come in a picture. So maybe we'll hit that up next episode. But let's move on because we're running out of time for this one. So GOP congresswoman swatted in Christmas.
On Christmas.
That was Taylor Greene, I think. What's her name? Majori? I don't know how to say it.
Yeah. Like swatted by the police swatted?
Yeah. You know, swatting. You know, people get swatted.
Don't the cops know it's your house?
Dude, I don't know, dude. But I guess they have an obligation. They can't ignore the call. Right?
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, what do? You know, do you just like, hey, I'm just going to call. Hey, is everything okay? Yeah, everything's okay. Is the killer with the nightstand right behind you. You know what I mean? What do? You got to respect the call.
Sure.
But I mean, my bigger concern is
like my idea of swatting is you go in, you're breaking down the door, you're rushing in, and you're going in the house. You know what I mean?
Sure. And I don't think that would be the normal procedure for most places because even if we have a hostage situation, we don't break in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you'd have to wonder why anybody would break in anyway. They have to, once they make contact, they'll probably just do a sweep of the house. You know what I mean? But even that technically could be a violation of your privacy. Because let's just say you're having one of those, you know, crack parties that you have every weekend, right? And you're not doing no wrong. And I just decide, hey, let's swat Nate's house. Now all of a sudden the police have a reason to come in and they see all the crack pipes on the table. Now they got probable cause to arrest you because they have a reason to be there. You know what I mean?
Well, they have a reason to check on me. They don't have a reason to be in my house.
Well, they do if they believe that you're under duress or something like that because an anonymous person reported it.
Come back with a warrant.
Well, right. I mean, you'd say that, but, you know, that's why I said that's why the
clean up. They're getting a warrant. Clean up. They're getting a warrant.
Right. The judge is with them.
Yeah. They bring the judge in and get a warrant like that.
Right. That's what we're going to have, judges riding around police cars.
Quick warrants.
But yeah, this is a joke, but apparently she's going to introduce legislation against this. So this might be a good thing because I think we need to do something about it. I don't think, you know, I think people should have duress alarms in their house and whatever, or their phones by now. See, that's the part that puzzles me. With the technology we have today, you don't think your phone can hear you if there's a problem? You know what I mean? Your phone should be listening already, right?
Oh, it is.
Because that's what they all do, right? And if there's really a problem in your house, you're screaming or somebody's threatening your life, you know what I mean? The phone knows it's a movie or not. You know what I mean? The phone should be able to go into an alert mode or, you know, or why don't we have the technology to find these people who call in these swats? Really? In this day and age, we can't track a swatter? Right? You know what I mean? Like, are you serious? Anyways, I don't know, dude.
Let's see, this one's just for me.
Yes. Some Eagles players are blaming Philly fans for the team's recent troubles. I need your explanation because I watched the games. I've seen it. I've got a Philly fan connected to my family, and I know Philly fans are nasty, so there are probably reasons for a lot of things, but I'm not connecting these, so you tell me what this means.
I don't know, because not one single fan is on the roster of the team, so...
Right, but where's the connection? What do you think they're trying to say?
They're not taking responsibility for their own actions. Those are players. You're the one doing it. And it's fans. Yeah, you're getting booed because you're sucking, or your coach is sucking, or your play calling sucking. Something's sucking, and they don't like it.
So that's what I'm
And
saying. So you're saying the booing? Like,
I'm not saying
I'm
anything.
sure, well, that's
I
what
am
I'm
saying
trying to
that
help me connect this.
I am saying the Eagles players are trying to put the blame on someone else and not taking responsibility for their own actions.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, like, dude, I'm watching. I don't know where the
Some
fans come in.
some Eagles players are doing it.
Right, right, right,
I know some of them are taking responsibility. Like Jason Kelsey takes responsibility for it. Said, "Yep, I sucked. I didn't do this. I shouldn't move the ball. I did." He blames it all on himself.
right, right,
If you're blaming fans, really, you're a professional athlete. You're blaming fans. Maybe you shouldn't be a professional athlete if you can't handle fans booing you.
right. Especially if it's not to the level. I did see one game. It was a hockey game where the team like tied the score or something, and all the fans threw pucks on the ice. I guess it was a minor league game. It's like a promotion rubber puck thing. So they got penalized for delay a game, and then the other team came back and won the game on the power
Well,
play.
that is fans' fault.
Yes, so that right there, I understand. Like that's clear cut, but I don't know.
Like, do
I
they get
mean,
delay of game and throw hats in the ice for hat tricks? Or that's
they
just like
could, they could.
they probably don't do that much. 'Cause that's like a
No, I don't
known
think they do because
sentimental blow.
it's tradition now. You know
Yeah,
what I
right.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But so even at that, like a lot of players will blame the refs, but they'll probably get fined. So maybe that's what it is now. The new thing is blame the fans.
Who have nothing to do with the outcome of the game, who sit in the
Right.
stands,
Who's paying your
don't
salary?
touch a ball, don't make a play call, just vocalize themselves and you blame them because you are not
Well,
doing
and
your
they
job.
beat up the competition's fans. So yeah, I mean, don't undersell it, dude. But yeah, they're paying their salary. So yeah, this is a hard pass on the Eagles. But that
Yeah.
kind of just shows you what I'm talking about with why teams like that fail a lot. I mean, maybe they'll make a comeback and prove me wrong, but I've seen it in the Yankees, the Rangers, all the New York teams. This is the problem. They got so much talent, so much arrogancy that it's so hard to reflect on your own play because it can't possibly be you.
Well, and I blame the coaches because on one of the games I was watching the ESPN2 episode where they have the Manning brothers and then they have a guest speaker or whatever you want to call it. And before the play even happened, the guest speaker was like, "Oh, they're going to do this," and guess what they did? Exactly what he said.
Right.
Their plays are so easy. They don't have many plays to do, so everybody knows them. So
Yeah,
get
but
better. Just get
like
better. All you got to do
I
one, get
get
better.
that. I get that. I mean, as long as they gain 8 yards, then they just got another first down anyway. But I get that. So, but I also did the same thing watching most of the Giants games I watch. I'm like, oh, they're going to do this. I mean, like, I don't know if it's just getting more predictable or people are not trying to win. You know what I mean? It's just weird. It just seems to me like, yeah, it's even like, did you watch the Lions game? Who'd the
Oh, what?
Lions just play?
Dallas.
Dallas. Did you watch that?
No, I was
Now
in the air flying.
I know I'm not trying to turn this into a sports show, but I know the Lions. I mean, they're having to see record season or season that they haven't seen in a while, and I know they like the highest percentage of team that goes on fourth down, but they turned down like 2 extra points to go for two, and I mean, just the decisions they were making to me is like, are you trying to win this game? This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Dallas. It's not a team that you're supposed to roll over. This is Dallas.
And then you lost.
Unless they didn't care.
And
They
then you
didn't
lost by
care.
one. And then you lost by one.
Yeah, but they should have won that game. They should have won that game 3 different ways. But anyways, let's get off of sports because that could be all day, another whole nother show. Hey, there's an idea. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your comments, likes, shares, subscribes, and all that other stuff. Thanks for all the money you send us that we don't have or can't find. But we do appreciate you. Hope you get a good New Year start. So we're gonna try to be part of that. But until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin ready. Boom.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.